Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And tomorrow's Friday. In my world, it's ever since the power outage and the storm and school got pushed back and whatever, now it's even more of a compressed crunch to the end of the school year. So if I thought I was stressed out last week, thinking this week and next week are going to be nuts with activities, it's double time because things that got canceled last week are now doubling in my day. So starting is like as soon as the show's over, it's like the cyclone starts. No pun intended.
That's good
yeah,
to
I've
think
got
about.
stuff going on.
Like middle school or, they're 7th and 8th grade, they don't do as much stuff. I feel like when you're in 3rd, 4th, 5th elementary stuff, they make you do a lot more programs as a parent. Have fun with that, Sam.
You have an end of the year awards program.
Right.
And that's when I won the Home Ec Award in front of all the football players.
Do you have a trophy?
But that was
for
How'd
it?
that go? How'd that go, Kev?
Walking past them, what'd they say?
Flag.
They said that?
Yes.
Did they give you like a trophy, like a golden spoon?
I got a golden something or other, but
And how did you qualify? Like, tell us what were the parameters of winning this home ec prize, and what was the prize? You said best
Is home ec
sewer?
food or is that sewing?
Home economics.
It can be both. But
y'all know I can sew.
I know
I figured
you
it might be
can.
sewing.
Yeah. Did you
I was
make a
doing
pillow?
I was doing that in what was that the 3rd grade, 4th grade?
Good
Something
for you
like
for
that.
remembering how to do it. I did a whole class for years, and I can't remember how to do a button.
The entire class was like, "Oh yeah, we'll do a pillow." I was like, "No, hold my skizzers. I'm going to do a stuffed animal."
Oh, really?
So I sewed the whole like pattern and everything like that. It was rough looking, but man,
Do you still
the
have your
teachers
little?
were impressed.
That's
you have your little
cute.
teddy bear from it?
I've been looking for it over the past couple of years, but I'm sure my parents tossed that.
Did you
thing.
have a name for it?
I think his name was Dusty.
Dusty.
Like most
Because
kids
it's
have all their,
cute.
they have their like baseball trophies, all
Yeah.
this stuff. Kevin's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
his teddy bear up there.
You have
Yeah, that I made with
Island of
2
Misfit
fingers.
Toys bear with one eye, probably, and like crisscross stitching and stuff.
I think the eyes were a little bit off.
So I guess you won that because you went hard by going for the animal versus, and that's what.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what
That's
kind of
what
like
took
showed them. Yeah,
you
that
over the
I
edge.
excelled. This boy excelled in the home ec classes.
Did you know you were going to win it, or was it like a surprise so you got really excited?
Oh, I had no idea. Like I heard them announce all these different categories, and once that one came up, I would have never thought. I never. That didn't even cross my mind.
So
that
when they
didn't
did
click
call
to
your
me.
name for that, you're like, wait, are you serious?
No, I didn't know what to react. Oh, it was just shock. Like,
You're like, what's happening?
What? Oh my God. Okay, this is awkward.
Was
Because
the
by that
audience
time I
reaction like this?
knew.
Oh, that's a boy.
And you know what?
Yes.
I think it was more like
You know?
7th grade actually. So it, like,
That's okay.
you know, when you that's when people are pantsing you after gym class because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
had
Kids get
on
mean at that
the
age,
loose
yeah.
pants and everything, or knock
wedgies.
over your books.
Get wedgies.
Lock you in a locker type of. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
classic. It was a good class. So I didn't want to become subject to all those things because nerd don't make.
Yeah, you just wanted to get through.
Yeah, I just want to make it through.
Don't notice
oh God,
me.
Oh God! Oh God!
So you were actually
Field
like
day.
hoping, please God, don't call my name.
Yeah,
I
I didn't. I
think
didn't
he was on the.
I didn't even think I
realize,
was.
yeah.
He's in
It
the
was an
pool.
award.
Not
He was in
don't
the
call my
pool.
name. It was like, oh, me. Oh. And my
awesome.
parents were there too, and
Were
I
they
think
proud?
they're just as shocked.
I'm sure they were proud.
Oh yeah, they were very proud. But because I was not like a great student or anything like that. They're like, what? Okay. Great.
Okay, and you know what's
after that, now I have to hem everyone's clothes at the house. Like, Mommy,
I put you to work.
I can't. My fingers are bleeding. I can't be sewing anymore. Hemming.
Well, what I think is interesting, Kev, is that you just kind of kept with it because it's not like a one thing you did in 7th grade, and you don't know. You know how you sew your own Halloween costumes, like
And Run Fest
How
costumes.
often were you making a point like every year to do like 2 things to keep your skills on
Oh, yeah.
point? Because
You can't-
I
you'd
did a
lose
whole
it.
couture class, and when I was 22, that really should have stuck for me. I made a skirt and everything, and pillowcases. I don't know how to do anything. I can't even thread the machine anymore.
It is out of necessity, and I still cannot get the thread tension right. I've watched every YouTube video on how to do that. And when I say thread tension, if you've ever seen someone sew something with a little rat's nest underneath of it, like, oh my God, what happened here? You got to cut it all to
Yep.
pieces to get it out. That's something with the thread tension, and I get it right half the time. But I got to get them good scissors. Nope,
Do you
you'll
do your
see that
pants?
again.
Do you do your pants? Like, when you buy pants at the store,
You
like
hem your own
hem on them.
pants?
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm short, so I have to hem a lot of pants. 'cause
See,
I don't
that's
like
a
them-
useful skill
That's cool.
you got. I mean, I don't know about you, Eric, but all I got was like I learned how to build a toolbox.
Woodworking
And
and
wood
even
shop.
metal shop. We didn't even get to do anything cool.
We did it. We made a toolbox in metal shop.
metal
That's all
shop.
we
All the kids do is smoke because they have those
They
big
build the pipes.
those big vents that can suck
Yeah.
out the fumes.
We didn't have metal
So
shop.
We didn't have metal
look
shop
around and then
either.
just put the cigarette on the thing, and the suction would
But
keep the cigarette there. They just pull it down.
Kevin.
Sounds like too much.
I am.
You
but
would
I
like
also
mine.
now.
I also paid
Yeah,
attention in
probably.
wood shop too. If you can't
That's
tell.
why he built the mystery box.
Yeah, but
That's
I
how
mean,
Kevin built the mixed
in
mystery
shop,
box.
all the hippies would build those one hitters.
Yeah,
They build
hippies?
those little pipes. Oh yeah, we had like hippie kids. You know, the
What's
guy.
a one hitter?
no, we're not getting into. We're not going to go down that road.
Too
That's not-
early.
Rula, I wanted to play something
So
for you
we-
because every single morning you come in here and you do your massive cleaning ritual. You wipe everything down.
Yeah.
You were talking about gross things the other day.
Oh, no, you're going to play this early?
Oh, just one. It's just a short thing.
is
Listen
it
to
really
this.
nasty?
This is for Rula. No,
Okay.
it's for Rula.
Roula, today I've got something to gross you out. You were talking about cleaning the phones at your hotel room. I just started a new job, and I answered my new desk phone, and I just happened to look, and I was like, why is this kind of orange? Like, it was a black phone, so I was like, what is this tint to it? So I grabbed a Clorox wipe, and as I'm wiping the phone, I realized it's the foundation from the person before me from when she talked on the phone. And I'm talking about, like, had to use 4 Clorox wipes to clean it off. I was scrubbing, and people were like, what are you doing? I was like, it's her nasty, like, skin flakes and foundation. I don't want that on my face. And so I scrubbed that thing clean. The IT people are making fun of me. It made me look at my keyboard. Oh, my gosh. There was so much junk in my keyboard that I went and bought my own keyboard and my own mouse because it was disgusting. Note to everybody, when you start a new job, if you have a desk phone, look at it and clean it because you never know what you're going to find on it.
That's what made me. That's what made me. Answering phones at KRBE was my first job. 6-hour shifts, 6 to midnight. And the girl before me would eat her dinner while she was answering phones, and she would have the greasiest hands.
Oh, yeah.
And the phone receiver, you could see the oils, like the grease marks on. It was disgusting. One time there was marinara on the speaker booth. It was so nasty. That's what built me. That's what built me. So I started Windexing and doing whatever I could in that little room for the shift, and then I'd do the countertop and the phones every time. So every phone receiver that I have to be in charge of or have to use, I will wipe it down.
You should take your keyboard and flip it upside down and shake it.
That one right there.
I just did like a wipe down 2
the
days
stuff gets
ago,
stuck.
but I bet in here, there's probably just
shake it.
stuff
Probably
in
stuck
there.
in
There'll
there.
be like little
So much.
stuff, crumbs. A lot of the new keyboards are built so they don't even have they're flat.
The spaces between the
Yeah, so-
letters anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that lady got my back on cleaning phone receivers because it's nasty. It's nasty.
I wanted to share a quick update.
Yes.
Tell us, do you have power yet?
I got the power.
Finally.
What time did it come on?
Probably about 1 p.m. yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Did your neighbor get rid of those trees? Is that what happened?
No,
Or they
the
just-
trees are still laying across the lines, but I guess they cut enough of the tree off the line in order to
Get it to work.
get everything working again. When I got home, the guys were still back there working and everything, and so
Was it
was
like
amazing.
was a chorus of angels saying glory, glory, hallelujah, hallelujah. When the sound came on and the power.
Yeah, when I
it
saw
was like
it
opera.
connected to my house again, I was like, yeah, it was a hallelujah moment. It did
really
take
was.
until this morning to cool it down to 77 degrees.
Come on, get it down to 74.
That's still hot, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, I needed
that's
more.
way
At
too hot.
night, I needed
77.
way cooler than that,
Yeah.
but it was at 92 yesterday afternoon.
Oh my gosh.
And then,
Horrible. That's like being outside.
yeah, it was worse than being outside.
Because
Actually, the
outside
outside
is
was a
windy.
breeze.
Yes, because
Yeah.
there was a breeze. Oh man, I'm so glad you got power back.
Yes,
Holy
I'm going to pick up
crap.
my groceries today from the KRBE refrigerator.
Thank
Thank you, KRBE.
I think Mod's been treating it like a grocery store in there. I heard him like, oh, yeah,
He's got a shopping cart.
Yeah, he
You
ate my
had
popsicles.
Yeah, he told me
That's
that. He's
so
like, yeah,
funny.
I've been eating popsicles. I was like, whose popsicles? He's like, oh, Special K. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize he brought food up here. You didn't even offer.
No, he just
I was trying to go in
it
there
was to
too,
rescue
but-
his food, not to offer it.
Yeah.
This is the pantry for
I
everybody.
know.
I
Here
think
I am.
everybody was eating on your
Food
stuff.
bank.
Yeah, here I am down and out, and everyone's like going ahead and eating all my food.
Look at all this extra
So
food
you guys
we have.
notice-
Yes.
You notice how, like, we've had, we've all survived storms here in Houston. We've lived here long enough where we've gone through a couple of hurricanes, tornadoes, you name it. But we never saw anything like this where all the trees went down. So here's why all the trees went down. It's because we had 2 back-to-back summer droughts. And that's what happened. They said that
we had droughts. I felt like we had so much rain.
No,
I was
last
gonna say
summer
the ground was soft, that's why they got uprooted.
No, it was droughty last summer.
I mean, I remember because I walk around.
I guess it was March. It was always raining,
and
so we had those back-to-back droughts, and it weakened the trees, and that's why they all came tumbling down.
Or maybe it was
They
113 mile an hour wind.
That
They
didn't
also
help.
screwed
Try that
up foundations. A lot of people's foundations
and they
cracked.
said the freezes too. So they said between the two droughts and the freeze, it weakened all the root system.
God, every year, at least twice a year, we get walloped with another biblical situation.
Yes. When are the cicadas coming? The locusts.
Right. When is that
They're
happening?
here
Yes,
because
for
they're
real.
already here.
Yeah.
Illinois, they're selling shot glass. You get a shot with a cicada in it.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah,
There's
them and Elmer, they're
recipes on
here.
how
You
to,
just didn't know about
fry
it.
them.
There's one that's in our prep
Gross.
has blue eyes.
I don't want to get that close to it, Eric.
It's pretty.
I don't want to get that
Yeah.
close to a cicada. to see
I'm
its
more
blue
worried about
eyes.
the mosquitoes
They're
than
so
the
loud.
cicadas. I mean, did you
Cicadas.
see really bad?
Cicadas.
So
John
they,
Cicada?
Not John Cicada.
John Cicada? Is that
John
what you said?
Cicada.
It's cicadas.
I don't. What was that song again? Just Another Day.
Yeah. Oh.
That was the song. No, so they
love that
found
song.
they've been collecting mosquitoes, and they found a mosquito West Nile virus.
Well,
And
that
it was-
happens every year. That's the story we
They
get
found
every
it in
year.
a mosquito. They captured this mosquito in River Oaks.
Okay, shocker.
Oh,
Does not faze me at
wonderful.
all.
How they trap him? Just him?
Yeah, it does not faze me at all.
Skeeter,
That story.
He was having tea.
Was
And
it,
he was,
yeah. He's a the West
Really,
Side.
all you have to do is put your
wealthy
ankle.
mosquito.
Here, put your ankle up. They love an ankle.
Oh my God, how is it they get right to them, right?
Yeah.
Get right
Because they know
to
you're not
them.
you can't swipe as,
Yeah, as
Get to
easily.
the arm, that's dangerous.
I have
area.
hit somebody on the forehead before that I'm talking to because a giant mosquito landed on. I go, oh my God, bam! I'm just sorry, I got it.
I'd rather get smacked in the
Makes me
forehead
itch
by
now.
you than have a big Vesuvius-looking bump on my
I
forehead.
know. Listen, yawns and talk of something needing to get scratched makes people scratch.
Yep.
Yawning is contagious, and
Oh,
if
my
I talk about something
forehead
itchy,
itches.
people start to scratch. They're like, oh. Or if I
I'm
say,
thinking
oh,
about
I'm so,
yawning.
I'm so itchy on my shoulder, then you'll be like scratching yourself too. Anyway, okay, coming up next, we can all just. Now I'm gonna yawn. Hold on.
Fight my yawns.
Hold on.
Damn it.
We're going to make everybody yawn.
So it's been 2 years since the fall apart of Ticketmaster on the pre-sale for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, because it's been over a year since she came to Houston, and she's still on tour. And now we finally have some movement where the government is trying to break up Live Nation and Ticketmaster.
About time.
Is this going to help us? Are we finally going to have some competition so we don't have to? Because remember, 3 different websites that you think are different are all the same company.
How can we not have competition? I don't
Are they
understand.
going to break it up? Because those companies have lobbyists.
We'll talk about it in Scoop. Here's your weather for today.
Okay, so it's going to be another hot one. Thank God you got your AC back, Kevin, because it's going to be in the mid-90s.
Yeah, it's
right
a
now.
hot one. Dun, 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 like 7 inches from the
Rob Thomas
midnight
and
sun.
Santana.
Dun, dun.
Karaoke here on the Roula Ryan Show.
Right now it's 78 degrees and 612 on the Roll and Ryan Show.
Proud to introduce
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
KRVE.
Okay, so let me just tell you that there has been movement in trying to help us find a better way to buy tickets for our favorite artists, concerts, sports events, all that. But it's moving at a literal snail's pace, like maybe slower than that, because the only change that we have seen so far, ever since everyone was in an uproar after Taylor Swift's Eras Tour couldn't even have a general on sale because the pre-sale was so insane and there was just no other way to get tickets, that's what finally kind of made movement with the government about this is a problem. When you're trying to buy tickets somewhere, if you think you're going to Ticketmaster, but you're like, well, let me try another website and see what the prices are there. You go to AXS, that's the same. Or Vivid Seats, and you've got all the other things.
That's the frustrating thing when you look who the parent company is. This is the same parent company that owns radio stations, that owns artists, that owns the production company, that owns the billboards, that owns the ticketing system. They own it all.
So the snail's pace movement is this. The Department of Justice has officially filed an antitrust lawsuit motion. Today they're filing that to break up Live Nation and Ticketmaster, because Ticketmaster owns 70 and 80% of the market for primary ticket sales in the United States. In 2010, when Live Nation merged with Ticketmaster, it promised the Department of Justice that it would not punish concert venues that use competing ticket platforms to sell their tickets. But that one, they just don't.
I
give
don't
them
even
as
know
much
any other
access.
ones.
No, I don't either.
I mean, I only know the resale
No.
sites, like the SeatGeeks of the world, the StubHubs, the Pick-A-Ticket places
that's
like
just
that.
a ticket resale.
And that's just a resale
scalpers.
from
is
real
more money.
people because it's more money. It's not like the base value, like the face value of a ticket. It's really frustrating. So like I said, it's a snail's pace, but they've officially filed
Which
the lawsuit
I don't
today.
really think it's going to do
What happens
anything because remember, these guys have lobbyists who grease the politicians' pockets.
There's a viral clip of Nirvana back in the day when they're like, do you know people, they charge like $20, $25 to your show? He's like, what? He was like freaking out about it.
Oh, yeah.
Why,
Because they
charge
add these
that much?
fees. They add these fees
Just
to the
back then.
tickets.
What was the ticket back then?
It must have not been $25. It must have been like $15 or
like
something.
Kurt Cobain was shocked that somebody
Yeah,
paid $25 to see him.
I'll have to look it up.
Because the artist has no idea. It's like, wow, what's this convenience charge that you just added where you're getting
It's
an
on
extra
YouTube
like
or something.
20%?
Yeah,
If you
It's
find
super
it.
frustrating when you, even on the resale sites, you know you're buying it from, let's say Sam has tickets and she puts up for sale for a game or a concert, and let's say she bought them for $150 a piece from somebody else. So she puts them up for $175 to try and recoup some of the loss she's going to hit with the fees. The fee I'm going to get and the fee she's going to get hit with is way more than that. Like, you just don't make your money back because the fees are so
I remember
crazy.
my girlfriend wanted to see Genesis, and I hate Genesis.
Oh, that's a shame.
And
Phil
I like
Collins.
Phil Collins. I don't like
can
Genesis.
feel it
It was that I
Oh,
can't
well,
do
when
that.
they add in
That's not
Peter
Genesis.
Gabriel, you
That's
can't.
Phil Collins. Yeah.
Right, he's from Genesis, for
Yeah,
those
he's
that
the
don't
lead
know, because
singer.
Sam probably doesn't even know
But
who
I was
Genesis
like,
is.
oh, this is boring. I don't
It's a
want to drive
car.
an hour. And the tickets, I remember I had the stub, it was $56.
Uh-huh.
That might as well have been $1,000. I'm
Yeah.
like, $56
Totally.
a ticket for crap? I remember sitting there just going, I can't believe I spent $56 for this.
Did you like Peter Gabriel outright?
Yeah, I like Peter Gabriel. I like
Peter
them by
Gabriel.
themselves. I
Oh
didn't
my
like the other
God.
guys. They were
Peter
just-
Gabriel was the original singer of Genesis. When he left, Phil Collins took over as the lead
But all
vocalist.
those
I
other
never knew
concerts
that.
were like $20. Like
Actually, I
at
think I
Motley
heard
Crue.
that, but I don't know a Genesis song with Peter Gabriel as the lead.
Oh, no, because
Do
he
I?
left.
Yeah,
They were
they were
really
really-
a
they didn't
hippie
really pop.
experimental
Okay,
band. They weren't pop
popular.
until Phil
Because I
Collins
only
took
know
over.
Peter Gabriel as a solo artist.
Yeah.
And okay, speaking of music, Apple Music, best 100 albums comes out on
Uh-oh.
Apple Music, and guess what their number one is?
Which is impossible to
Just
make.
throw me an artist that you think would have landed at number one. If you've already seen the list,
Prince.
don't spoil it.
I would think maybe like
For
the
Apple
Beatles or
Music?
something.
Apple Music's list of the
As far as
100
making
best
money.
albums.
Back in the day, it used to be
the
like
best album,
Beach
the way it
Boys'
sounds.
Pet Sounds was a big one.
It's critics are
You say
all.
pet
It
sounds?
was called Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
Oh,
I
I
remember-
didn't. Sorry, I didn't hear Beach
Yeah,
Boys.
Beach
I was
Boys.
like,
You know,
just
you know,
go.
you
That's
know some
number
of the
20 on the
songs.
list.
I know that
Sam,
used to
you
be
know
on
the
there.
songs through commercials.
Got it. I
Beach
would
Boys' Pet
assume
Sounds 20.
Taylor Swift
That's on
would
there,
be
yeah.
on this list.
Pink Floyd.
Taylor Swift is number 18.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Whoa.
Pink Floyd, let's see, where in the top 20 does Pink Floyd land? Oh, nowhere.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, not the top
Yeah.
one.
Blink
Not even top
182,
five.
definitely number one.
No. You've got artists like
Madonna.
Madonna, Beyonce, Adele, Marvin Gaye. You've got Bob Dylan. You've got Radiohead. You've got all these people out there. You've got Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson. You think of all the major names you know.
Ooh, Michael Jackson.
All right, give me
Yeah,
number one.
Yeah,
It's-
Michael Jackson.
it's gotta be
Number
some
one.
artsy fartsy
The
thing.
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill
What
is the number one album on Apple Music's best 100 albums list. Michael Jackson is second place to her for Thriller.
Oh, give me
The
a break.
Beatles' Abbey Road was third place to her.
Every song on Thriller was a hit.
Every
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Every song.
Prince Purple Rain is number 4.
That's a good one.
And then Blonde by Frank Ocean is number 5. How did
What?
they pick
Frank Ocean?
Frank Ocean, number 5.
I feel like
Why?
Frank Ocean
That's
made
such
noise.
a fluke because it's
Yeah.
he had an exclusive deal with Apple for that album. It was not released
Oh, there
anywhere
you go.
but
Oh,
Apple.
there's your reason
So
why.
like, yeah, I'm like, okay, it is a good album though, but it's like,
But
okay,
they're incentivized
Okay, so we
to
eye
put
roll
their
that
own
one for
product on
sure.
the list.
Yeah.
They put in the top
That's like a
100
setup.
then. Not the
yeah,
top
exactly,
20.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Like
that's number
99.
5. That's number 5. Number 6, Stevie Wonder. Number 7, Kendrick Lamar. Number 8, Amy Winehouse. Back to Black. Number 9, Nevermind by Nirvana. And number 10, Beyonce's Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Oh, no.
All the albums.
I look at albums as
of trash.
I think they
Gosh,
should.
Kevin.
like if they're influential, if they start a whole movement, that's influential.
It's not influential. It's just the
No,
best.
I'm just saying like that's my criteria for a great album. Like it started a genre.
Like Nirvana when they did Nevermind, that did start.
that
the
opened
revolution.
up.
That's
an
a
entire
good
genre.
point. That is a good point. Starts a
The
genre.
Beatles started something.
Yes. Nobody made music like
and
that
then Michael
before.
Jackson had a song called
Michael
When We Started
Jackson,
Something.
Not
Yeah.
like the Beatles. They started
When
out
we
as
started something.
something, but they evolved into something else.
You know, there's a lot of black artists that influence the Beatles.
Oh, of
For
course.
sure, yeah.
And I'm
That's how they
Definitely
started.
the Rolling Stones.
Oh, man, the Stones, they're still doing their thing today.
Yep.
They were here 2 weeks ago. We were the first city on their tour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there going to be another one? I should have maybe made a point to go to that because will there
That's
be
why I was
another
gonna
one?
go to it,
They're
but
in
I-
their 80s, Roula. I mean,
That's what
I
I'm
don't know
saying.
how many
Will there
more
be
times they're
another
going to
one?
tour.
They changed their clothes on the stage
Oh, really?
because their knees are too bad to go down the stairs and up the stairs.
Oh man!
So they just go behind the curtain and change?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you know that.
This texter says, I believe that about Lauryn Hill's album. It's a classic.
It may
be
be
number
a
one.
good album, but does anybody remember?
It's a really good album. But
I only know the two
No.
songs, Do Up That Thing and Killing Me Softly.
was
Those are
that
the
a
two
change?
songs I remember.
Right.
Brian talks about change. That did change
Hold on.
KRBE.
You make a great point. I told you guys how you say
You
answer
always said
phones
this.
here, and I had to write down the request line.
Killing Me Softly was the
request.
Fugees. That wasn't the miseducation of
But
Lauryn
it's
Hill.
still her. It's still her, and that's
But it's
what
not on
launched
that-
her
it's not-
solo.
That's not
The only songs that I really recognize off of here are X Factor, Doo Wop, and Can't Take My Eyes Off of You.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's not
By the
Fugees.
way-
That's actually Lauren.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
wait,
a
what's on
cover
the
song.
Fugees album then? Because Killing Me Softly by the Fugees, which
Which
Lauryn
was
Hill
a
as the lead
remake,
singer.
and that
I
Fugees
know, we
was
all
an
get the-
original
But that's
song.
what
That was
changed.
a remake
That
of Enya.
changed pop radio in the 90s. It moved pop
Yeah.
radio from alternative
Yeah.
pop radio to
But it was
pop
Fugees.
radio. But that was the single song that turned this whole thing
think, like,
upside
Pop
down
is
because as a
waiting for
request
that.
line answerer, that was the thing.
Pop needs something like that now.
Pop needs somebody to
some
bring
shake
back
up.
It's like
hooks.
country's taken over.
Yeah, because they've got choruses, they got memorable hooks, and pop's been kind of boring lately. I mean, it's just kind of slow and lazy singing.
I don't know if it's lazy singing.
Some of it
That
has
just sounds
been.
like an old man screaming at clouds.
I don't think so. No.
Screaming at clouds.
No, I know what
I thought
Eric's
he said
saying.
clowns
He's
at
saying
first.
that I'm out of touch, but I really do think that it's gotten a little lazy.
I don't know, lazy
there
singing.
was a window of time.
It's hard to make hits nowadays. Like the Katy Perry days of having that album
Yeah.
that had
Yeah.
like
6
8
number
hits,
ones.
6 number ones, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to ever happen again.
Well, Taylor Swift still does it.
Yeah.
Taylor
I'm talking
Swift's
about like
though-
for radio though.
yeah, to have one album that has all the hits. Taylor
There's a
Swift
different
was
way
the last
people
one.
listen. They're, like, I mean, our kids will listen to the albums or they'll stream them.
So I think the album
day.
as a concept is over with. I mean, people just stream, other than Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is the only artist that can sell entire albums, but everybody else, they just pick a song, they stream it, and that's it. They
It's
love
like
it.
Roula back in the 90s playing the singles.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I used to spend so much
What a
money.
waste of money.
I told
Well,
my
that's
kids,
all you could afford
I
sometimes.
know. And
But she's
because
buying like 20 of them.
I did not want to
$6.
invest the $21 for a CD that I didn't know the other songs, and you could not preview them. You could not. You know what was
Soundwaves you
revolutionary
could.
at
yeah,
Soundwaves
you
and
could.
Warehouse
They had a
Music.
listening station,
Here's
yeah.
what was totally revolutionary at Voss and Westheimer, where the Skechers outlet is now. That was called Warehouse Music, and that is the first time they had listening stations where they let the CDs play, and you could put the headphones on and listen to the other songs if you want the whole thing.
Because prior
But
to
before
that-
I had to buy the singles because I
Right.
knew the hit.
It was a crapshoot.
$3.49. Don't think I don't forget that price.
Sam,
Well,
if you
what
wanted
about
to
the
buy an
single?
album,
That was it, the
Yeah,
cassette
that's what
single.
she's talking about.
And here's the crazy thing. My daughter is now in 7th grade. And I told her that when I was in 7th grade, that was my dad started actually paying me to work at the restaurant, the family restaurant. Because every Friday and Saturday night, it was expected of me. It was not a choice that I am working all night on Friday and Saturday. That's just how my life was.
Oh, my God.
I never, if there was a birthday party or something, I'm working. So my dad started paying me, and when I started collecting my money, I would buy cassette singles because
Right
I was
across
like,
the street, there's the record store.
$22 is a lot for a CD.
You know
And
how
I
much?
was like, I'm not going to
I
do
just did
that.
the math. And I googled what's $22, 1992.
Yeah.
That's when CDs were $20. That'd be $44.70 today.
Dang.
No way I'm doing
Ahmad,
that.
would you do that? Buy an album for $44 right now?
It would have to be some limited edition vinyl.
The kids are buying crap like I was
and
buying.
here's the
Yeah.
deal. I mean, it used to,
B-52s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
if you go
That's
through the
awesome.
history of like pop music, you used to have to buy a vinyl album. Vinyl albums were like $7.99. That's what they would cost. It was $7.99 if you went to that store that Rule's talking about, because I went there too. And when the CD took over as the primary distribution method for music,
I must have missed
they
the
doubled in
albums.
price.
I never bought albums.
They didn't have albums
ever.
when I was a kid.
No.
Yeah. See, I'm
When I
older
was
than
a
you.
kid,
I'm 8
definitely
years
not.
older, so you know.
I had CDs.
Yeah, definitely it was the CD or the
Cassettes.
cassettes.
It was mostly cassette for me because I didn't have a car with a CD player in it.
Same.
What?
Same.
I had the one where you take it and you plug it into the car lighter and you have to make a little basket with a
Wait,
towel.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
remember this?
yes, and you put the
Mine went in the trunk. I had a
cassette-
disc
Yes.
changer in the
It-
trunk.
Yeah, the cassette
I
goes
could
in
afford
with
that.
the cord connected to the CD
CD
player.
player.
It was like
Yeah.
So you could play it.
$25 for a
Yeah.
Sony
Yeah.
Discman.
Don't stop fast and don't hit a bump.
Yep.
And Sam, you would appreciate this because you have gym life every day. I used to go to the gym with a CD player, like a portable Discman from Sony.
Yes.
And I'd be on the elliptical and I'm doing my thing or I'm on treadmill. And if you I don't know,
got
got
a binder full of
because
CDs.
it's connected to you, right? It's connected to your AirPods, and so it's connected to you. And if I don't know, if I went too fast or something, you would bump off and go flying on the floor, and then
the CD goes
would go
out.
flying out. I'm like, oh, there's my music.
God.
There's my music. All right, coming next, we're going to go around the table.
Oh, there's this study about what's the most annoying thing when you get into your car after you let someone else use it.
Or if you share a car.
What annoys you the most?
French fries on the
Most
floor.
of my 20s, I had to share a car.
Yeah, there's 10 things that annoy the hell out of you when you get back in your car after you let someone else use it.
And can I add a little teaser to that? If it wasn't for me sharing a car, getting in the car, the thing that annoyed me got me my job at KRBE.
Oh, wow.
If it wasn't for me sharing a car, when I got in the car and I got mad at what my sister did, that I would have never found KRBE.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Okay, we'll talk about it next on the Roula and Rain Show. We're going to run the table with different stories from the same topic. Okay, so here it is. It's about sharing a car. At some point, maybe you've done this, or maybe for some reason you've loaned out your car to somebody who needed to use it for a couple hours. I don't know. Whatever the circumstance. In my world, it was me and my two sisters shared one car. Can you imagine the fights
I
that
bet that
ensued?
is a lot of fights.
Y'all, I still remember my sister calling me with her death voice, like, where are you?
With the car.
You have been gone so long. Where are you? And I'm just like, I'm not going to answer.
And I can see Roula doing that, get lost.
Oh, yeah.
Shopping somewhere and just forget where she's at what time.
paying
my
attention.
pager ran out of battery.
One of the most
911,
annoying
911.
things about having somebody borrow your car is that when you get into the car, they've changed stuff, whether it's the seat, your settings, whatever it is. The
Mirror.
number one thing is mirrors and seats. Like the mirrors are all jacked up and your seat's too close to the wheel or too far
I
back.
think the memory
Yeah.
thing, that little button, you got the way you want, you hit the memory and it
Doesn't
sticks.
work half
That
the
is one
time.
of the best inventions.
I think it's great too.
Mine
Because
never
where I
works.
live, the valet guy, that's one of the perks of living in a high rise. They take the car up for you. So, but then there's a big dude in there, and so it's all way back. I'm like, dude, you only had to drive it 50 feet.
Mine has a little bar that you pull up and down. How do you set the memory on that one?
You can't.
Yeah.
Has to be a newer car. One of the other things is turning the radio on to a station you would never listen to, and it annoys you. And if I didn't share a car with my sister, I would not have found KRBE, because remember we just said in Scoop, KRBE is CHR, like contemporary hit radio. It's pop music. Pop has had an evolution. Pop was alternative. We played Nirvana and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam very heavily, and before I worked here in the mid '90s when Nirvana hit the scene. When
This
I got
was the
my
original alternative station.
yeah,
This
because
was, yeah,
oh, you're changing
before-
formats? No, because pop itself is a format changer. It will change. Like, you got the Latin explosion in the late
It
90s.
just
You got
reflects
country
what's-
coming in and mixing,
What's
right?
the latest trend in music?
Dance.
And I remember because it was very heavy alternative, like lots of Smashing Pumpkins and stuff like that, I wasn't really a big fan. And my sister had KRBE on when I got in the car to go get more strawberries for the cheesecake at Christie's that we had run out of during a catering or a banquet. And I was like, oh, like some pumpkin song was on. I didn't care for it. And because it was
Night.
on at the end, that's when Paul Kobe Bryant, the nighttime DJ, came on and said, I'm tired of ordering pizza. If you know of a restaurant that delivers, we're on Westheimer, on Gessner, and we'll pay for it, but I just want something different. And then I went to go get the strawberries. I came back in the car. He was still talking about the food. So when I got to Christie's, I called KRBE and I said, oh, hi. Well, we're a restaurant not too far from you guys. So he said, fax us a menu.
Facts.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't have email and stuff.
Oh, my
It was
goodness.
1995. And so I remember telling my sisters, hey, this DJ from 104 just ordered some food from us. So I guess we're going to go there and take it. We're going to take it up there. And when I
They
came
probably
up here.
no, we're not going to give free food to somebody.
No, I was like, hey, maybe we'll get like a plug or something out of
Yeah.
it. So me and my sisters come up here with the Christie's fried shrimp, and he told us to come in so we could see the room. And he's like, yeah, want to come see what radio looks like? We're like, sure. So we're standing in this room, in this very room. And I
The
was
same
like,
spot where Sam is right now.
right. He was standing where Sam is, and I was at the door. And
There's
I
a
was
piece
like,
of the
wow.
carpet there.
Yeah. I think there's a little swatch of the
Yeah, you
old
can
carpet
still
right
see
here.
it.
Or maybe his food here,
Strangely.
too.
And then I just thought, that is amazing. And it wasn't to be on the air. I just thought it was awesome to be in here, like just in the walls of KRBE. I just thought that turned my fire on for radio. So my sister and I didn't share a car, and she'd have the wrong, quote, wrong radio station on. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of
pretty cool.
A full circle moment. Okay, other things that make people so mad if they borrow your car, they left you with an empty gas tank.
Yes.
Or near
Yes,
empty.
that's so rude.
I would
Have
think that would
the
be number
courtesy to
one.
fill. I mean, even if you're short on cash, you can put like 5 gallons in there just as a courtesy. Do
or
something.
leave it at the same level. Like, say the person had half a tank. Then
Yeah,
make
bring it
sure
to where they gave it to you.
That's the very least you can do. Have any of you ever been in a situation where you ran out of gas?
No.
Never happened.
Thank God.
I get
no.
afraid when it gets down to that last quarter.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
When we were
Panic mode.
when we were driving across Louisiana after a hurricane, we put bad gas in Booster's car that had been infiltrated with water from the storm.
Oh, that'll screw your engine up.
Yeah, so it died on the
How'd you
freeway.
figure that out? How'd you figure that was the cause of why the car died?
I believe that after we finally got it towed in, then
realize.
they told us that it was bad gas.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to leave the car in Louisiana and make our way over to a rental facility and then drive the rest of the way home and just leave. Then poor Booster and his mom had to drive out, a week later and go get the car.
I've only once almost run out of gas where I was panicking because it was on dashes. It goes like 30 miles, you should refill, 20 miles, 9 miles. I was like, oh my God.
You're playing that game.
It was dashes, y'all. It went below the zero and it was flashing
I've never.
dashes. And
Let
I
me
was
tell
in
you.
Montrose and I was freaking out like,
was horrible.
where's their gas station?
Especially with the
And I went to the
traffic here.
Shell on West Alabama in Montrose. It saved me. I was like, oh God, just make it to that Shell. Just make it
Then
to
you
that
got to fill it
Shell.
up. You're like, oh, crap. That's
Gonna roll
expensive.
in.
It's really expensive.
But that's when you see, like, how big is my gas tank really? Because,
Oh, yeah.
when you finally
You're
get it down to
playing a
negative
game is
22
what you're doing. You're trying to see how far
It's
you can
22
push
gallons.
it.
Why don't you try it, Kev?
22.
Yeah.
I've only had 19
Kev,
before.
why don't you take the van, KRB van? Just go
See as far as we can go.
Just drive around the loop. Just drive around 610 all
Just
morning.
keep going.
And we'll follow you. We'll
But
have
the
some
van
fun.
is
That's
not
the
a
worst
digital
kind of
odometer,
publicity
so he
you can
really
get.
won't know how
Stalls on the
when he's
freeway.
playing.
That makes it even more fun.
Yeah. Having
No,
to
thank you.
readjust your steering wheel position is another irk of all the people who've let somebody borrow their car.
about
That they
food?
left a mess behind, trash,
Like fast
or
food. You order
drinks
that?
in the cup holder.
Somebody drops a fry down the valley of death between the chairs. where you can't reach and get it out.
And it stays there. It looks the same for 20 years.
It does. It really does. Isn't that terrifying?
Yeah, that's not
That
right.
should
That's
not
not
be
right.
the case.
Those are the biggest things. The radio's blaring. The sound is blaring. You turn the car and you're, ah!
There's all those memes. It's like I was not the same person I was last night. Because last night you're like feeling great. The music's really loud, and you get in the morning, you're like, oh,
that ain't me now.
that ain't me.
No.
Check the box,
I
tacos.
was not feeling that.
Rappers are over there in the corner.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
All right, HISD plans to have all their students return to class today after several schools had to cancel classes because of the severe windstorm damage. 12 campuses are still undergoing repairs, so for the time being, those students at those locations will have to go to a different school, different campus. However, the students will be taught by the same teachers from their home campus.
That sucks.
So lock, stock, and barrel, the teachers and students have to go to different schools.
Just end it.
One school did.
I'll do it from home. We've done it before.
One of my friends
Yeah.
has a private school daughter, and that school just called it for the rest of the year.
That's what I'm saying.
During the storm.
Go to
So
another
we're
school.
calling
You don't
it.
know where the hell you're going.
That's crazy.
I know.
By the way, I'm sorry. Our text just came up, and I have to read this because it made me laugh about the gas. Yeah, we're running
It's
out of
working
gas.
now. Yours works.
Wait,
Mine works. It says,
you
I
got
always
internet?
drive until it's down to 3 miles. I love to live life on the edge. It makes me feel alive.
It's not fun when it runs out. I had it run out on me
That's
when I was
dangerous.
16, and my dad was so mad I never did that again. Houston officials approved the sale of a slice along the White Oak Bayou to the state highway officials for a planned rebuild of I-45. Now, this land is needed for their $11 billion plus redo of I-45 near where it splits from I-10. Houston is selling TxDOT a slice slightly below 3 acres for the price of $261,000.
I
That's
don't
it.
want pie now. Don't want slices. or pizza.
I want pie.
I want pie or pizza.
All right, several
want
skyscrapers in
pizza, I want
downtown
apple pie.
Houston are going to look like pretty bad for the upcoming few months. It's going to be a patchwork of plywood and glass for several months.
I don't know what you just said, Ryan, but Eric we've lost him. He's
That's
dreaming of apple pie and
He's
pizza.
thinking about
Yeah.
pie.
Look at him.
Pecan pie.
Let's go to House of Pies, guys.
Okay.
We call that House of Guys.
Ooh.
Why is there a lot of guys there?
Well, it used to be where all the boys went to after the club.
Well, everybody goes after a club in general. He just zoned in on the boys.
I got it.
Like, girl, you want to get a house
Everybody's
of guys tonight or what?
Listen, you'll see a lot of drunk people there, and I was one of those drunk girls. I was with a bunch of friends one time, and I almost caused a scene because I told my friends, I think those 2 girls right there are getting trafficked. I think those 2 girls are getting trafficked by that guy.
Really?
We should go help those girls. And my friend's like, I think you just had too much alcohol. I think you just had too much alcohol.
Think about that place.
God.
It's like a bunch of zombies just eating pies. Drunk at 2 a.m.
Oh, by the way, Fifth Ward's historic Pleasant Grove Missionary Baptist Church, which is an iconic church with the dome. You can see it where I-10 crosses 59. Looks like it's going to be demolished to make way for an apartment community. An environmental study found that this church contains asbestos and lead.
Oh,
Not
yeah, you
good.
don't want to be in that congregation.
You don't want to be in there. I'm sorry. That's what's going down in H-Town.
Coming up next, Roula and Ryan's Roses. You think your mate is a cheater? Well, we help you figure it out next on 104.1 KRBE.